Hello, everybody, and welcome. NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of college basketball here, where the Mount Union Purple Raiders are going to take on the Ohio Northern Polar Bears here at Kinghorn Sports Stadium. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip Meats, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. My name is David Mansell here with Rich Bensman. We've got a big OAC matchup coming up again. It's the Ohio Northern Polar Bears versus the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Ohio Northern's coming into this game 11-6 overall, but with a 9-2 record in the OAC. Mount Union with a 7-11 record, 4-7 in the OAC. ONU's holding on to the second spot in the OAC, only behind the undefeated Baldwin Wallace. So this is a game. It's at home for Ohio Northern. They beat Mount Union earlier in the season, December 9th. They won it over there at Mount Union. So what does Ohio Northern have to do now, you think, Rich, to kind of continue on their success against Mount Union?
Well, one of the things you always talk about is in the OAC, throw the records out, because every game's really going to be a contest, and can be a contest. So the Polar Bears just need to do what they do. They do a great job in that half-court defense with that pack line defense, kind of crowded the floors a little bit, and kind of, little ball pressure and crowd the floor for the drive. And then they got also they're just a good offensive rebounding team. If you're playing Ohio Northern, you got to get a body on somebody defensively.
So it looks like everybody's ready to go here, and we will take a quick break here. Got the national anthem coming up, and we will be right back with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the ONU Sports Center at Joe and Martin Camp Bowling Court. This is Ohio Athletic Conference women's basketball matchup on the 27th day of January. Featuring visitors, the Purple Raiders from the University of Mount Union, and your Ohio Northern Polar Bears. Today is Independence Day, continuing the breast cancer awareness as we invite you to visit the lobby, purchase some great goods, tickets. We'll be announcing winners of those raffle prizes during the third and fourth quarter of today's game. We now ask that everyone please rise, down and remove your caps. We will have the singing of our national anthem today. Please welcome ONU cheerleader Coco McLaughlin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the
Now let's meet this afternoon's starting lineups. First from visiting Mount Union. At guard,
Lineups here for both teams, starting off with the Purple Raiders, the visitors. We've got number 0, Dede Nash, the junior from Akron. Next, number 3, Reese Triplett, the freshman guard from New Philly. Michaela Dunkel. Next up, the sophomore from Cadiz, Allie Hudick, the junior guard from Mentor Lake. And rounding out the squad now, number 33, Elizabeth Mason, the freshman forward. And now for the Polar Bears, they're coached by Mark Hulsman as well as Cassie Laviska and Jerry Sheave. Starting off the starting lineup, number 3, Bryn Serbin, the fifth-year senior, leading the team in points and assists this season. Next, number 12, Layla Dials, the 5'7" junior from Williard. And number 13, Abby Akamine, the junior from Hawaii. Number 33, the the senior forward from Ottawa, Peyton Warnecke. And finally, bringing it up, the end of this squad, number 44, Brooke Allen, the junior forward from Woodville. Referees for tonight's game are Brent Barnes, Stephen McCrae, and Ryan Dano. And before we get started here, looks like everything's ready. We've got some keys to the game. Ohio Northern looking to get some second chance points. Obviously, you want to work the ball around, good ball movement, as well as control the pace of play. Mount Union on the other side, they're looking to win the rebound battle. It's going to be tough against the Polar Bears, as well as limit their turnovers and get good shots, get good open looks.
Yeah. Mount Union's going to have to defensively block out well, because Ohio Northern, like I said earlier, goes the offensive glass pretty well.
Absolutely. Like they mentioned in their keys, second chance points are crucial for the Polar Bears, but it'll be Mount Union that wins the tip, working the ball around in the middle now. A quick bucket there for number 3, Reese Triplett.
Yeah, a little flex cut, so it looked like they ran a flex offense there, or at least that was a little flex cut off of the wing.
So Mount Union gets their first points of the game. ONU looking to get some offense going. Bryn Serbin, quick 3 pull up, that's good. And ONU's leading scorer, the fifth-year senior, gets the first bucket to go. The triple for Ohio Northern. A wild pass there, tipped out of bounds by Peyton Warnecke. It'll be Mount Union's ball. Inbounding now, Dede Nash.
The way Ohio Northern guards out of bounds, that, sometimes you can get the backside block. It's kind of vulnerable.
And ONU, again, like we said, doing a really good job on defense. They're going to get a jump ball off of that one, but no points yet. It looks like it'll be Ohio Northern's ball, since Mount Union won the tip. Mount Union's going to work on a full court press here, trying to trap, looks like, Bryn Serbin.
Yeah, it's a man-to-man kind of run and jump. Now they're going to go when you try to get them going up the opposite side of the floor, and then you kind of run and jump them with the opposite guard.
Bryn Serbin working it into the middle, tries to find Brooke Allen, and that's stolen by number 25, Allie Hudick. And looking in transition, blocked by number 33, Peyton Warnecke. And there's that good ONU defense again.
That's really good transition right there, getting the ball up the basketball floor.
And a defensive struggle now. Back the other way is Mount Union. ONU couldn't get a good look off of that one. Working the ball around now. It's number 3, Reese Triplett. Finds Mason. Warnecke tries to save it, but it goes out of bounds. Mount Union will hold on to it.
Yeah, Ohio Northern does a really good job of getting active hands in the passing lanes.
Bryn Serbin, the leader of that. She is the leader all time in Ohio Northern steals. She had 6 last game. So she really is the motor in this ONU defense. Almost gets another there and forces that turnover. Not a steal, but it will be Ohio Northern ball.
She's just got great basketball IQ. She's got a good court sense on where things are in the game, and she's always there. If someone's putting it on the floor and she's in that help defense, she's going to get a hand on the ball like she just did.
Now, as a coach, that basketball IQ, is that something you teach, or is that something that kind of just comes with the player?
That comes with the player mostly. You can get better at it, but that's kind of a skill set or ability that the players usually have.
Got some smart athletes here at Ohio Northern. Brooke Allen can't get that one to fall, but she gets fouled, and she will go to the line for 2. She leads this Ohio Northern team in rebounds so far this year.
David, again, I think when you ask that question, you can develop it over time. If you play a lot of basketball, it's just going to put you in a situation where you start to be able to read things. So some of it's natural and some of it can be learned.
Absolutely. I mean, Serban's been around here this is her 5th season. She's been around the block, especially with this Ohio Northern offense. She seems to be the key. And Brooke Allen gets those to fall. She's got her first 2 points of the game. Mount Union trying to have a quick pace here. Ball is with Dede Nash over to Elizabeth Mason.
There's that flex cut. So it's not the flex, but they're running something where they get a flex cut and then they get a screen and a curl off the next cut.
And an open look there for Dede Nash. She gets that 3-pointer to fall. Bryn Serban's getting double teamed here, swings it over to Dials. Now Akamine, she'll take the 3, hand in her face, and that is no good. It'll go out of bounds.
That was an interesting possession defensively for Mount Union. They were kind of in a half-court run and jump. They kind of didn't want the reversal pass, and they're kind of reading it whether they're going to jump it a little harder or a little softer.
Ended up working out for them as they will take over now. Dede Nash up top, guarded by Serban.
And a horn set. They clear. We had a little staggered screen for number 22 there.
Warnecke now defending. Nash takes another 3. That one no good. And Akamine with the rebound. Bryn Serban has it.
Well, they got a post touch right there.
And tried to get some separation there with the screen from Warnecke, but that 3-ball is no good. Mount Union running the transition, can't hold on to the ball, is number 12, Dunkel. And we got it to the 3-point line. Quick shot up there, no good for Lily Sweeney. And ONU gonna work it around now. Bryn Serban back across half court. Working it to her left. Passes that out for Akamine. Now up top for Warnecke. She'll take the 3. She had space, and that just takes an unlucky bounce. Allen can't get the offensive board, and the score remains 5-5 with 6:25 left to play here in the first. Down in the post, Serban defending. And
3 seconds.
A 3-second violation, like Ben said. ONU will take over. Some substitutions here. Noelle Ruane will come in, as well as Abby Dixon. And finally, number 34, Chloe Glenn will come in for the Polar Bears.
I think Coach Hillsman probably would want a few more post touches, inside-out basketball before we take that outside shot.
And they're going to call a foul there on Ruane, an offensive foul. Even though the bucket did go for Abby Dixon, it will go the other way. Team's first foul of the game. Now it is Mount Union bringing the ball up. Number 2, Addison Mucci.
Little horn set from the top of the key with a cross screen and a curl cut.
And that quick jumper, good for number 2, Addison Mucci.
Here's that kind of, what was a 2-1-2 look. So they're disguising it a little bit because that was more of a 2-1-2 zone press.
And it ended up working out for them. Akamine can't get that one to fall. Mount Union going the other way. They've got a 2-point lead here with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Dixon's going to defend here now, triplet. Working the ball around. Noelle Ruane gets a hand on it. Still goes to number 13, Sierra Schlosser. And we've got 8 on the shot clock. Mount Union still looking for an open look.
She's got to go up with it.
And defense there. Bryn Serban again with those active hands to get in enough to draw the steal there. She's working it now to her right, crosses left. Wanted to get it to looks like Chloe Glenn in the middle, but couldn't find it. Dixon takes a little step back jumper. Glenn gets the rebound, gets hit in the face, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here. It looks like Glenn came down with the rebound then.
Yeah, they're both banged up a little bit. We're going to go into our media timeout here.
So timeout called. See how these players shape out. Hopefully everything's okay, and we'll be right back here on NK Telco.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
And welcome back from this injury timeout. We still got a Mount Union player down, but it will be black ball when we come back. We want to look a little bit here at the ONU all-time series with Mount Union. ONU leads by a margin of 48-35, and they've won 29 here in Ada. So obviously the home court advantage plays well to the Polar Bears. They've won their last 3 straight against Mount Union. Again, like we mentioned earlier, beat them earlier in the season. So ONU obviously looks like has Mount Union's number. What can Mount Union do, you think, after this timeout to kind of, maybe change the tide a little bit? It's been a pretty defensive struggle here. Not a lot of points being scored. How do you think they can jumpstart that offense?
Well, they're trying. What they're trying to do is run transition. Mount Union's trying to get it out and go a little bit. They run what, geez, David, I've been watching a lot of basketball, and everybody's running kind of, it's not the Princeton offense, but it's got that, starts out with that screen right in the middle of the free throw line where a couple cutters will come off that, and then you got to hedge that a little bit so you don't give up a layup. Sometimes you can get that quick screen up top for the 3, but so many people are running that nowadays. And the other thing is out of a horn set. A lot of people do that with, like they are right now with 2, and that was a little bit of an Iverson cut off that horn set by the wing.
And when you talk about a horn set, for the people listening at home, what does that mean?
Well, you got 2 wings in the deep corner, and then or on the wings, and then you got the 4 and the 5 up right on the elbow areas.
And now it is Mount Union losing the ball there. It's going to go to Ohio Northern. And a good defensive possession there for the Polar Bears. Looks like that horn cut didn't work out the way they wanted it to.
No, well, that's just how they began the action of their offense. So there's a lot of different ways you can run your offense and entries you can get into, and they just did it out of the horn set that time. Now it's a full court man run and jump again, but they didn't really look to jump it too much.
Serban's going to try and break the defense here. Gets a pass off to Soprano. Now Dean. Dixon gets a screen set for her. Can't get that 3 to fall. No offensive rebound. It'll go to number 12, Michaela Dunkel.
Yeah, Dunkel's not even coming off the paint on her player, or the lane, I guess you should say. She's staying completely in the lane the entire time. It looks like it's muddying up that, defense a little bit inside.
Yeah, Ohio Northern hasn't been getting the success they want inside, trying to look for 3 balls, but this time they get it. Grace Dean with the easy lay-in with the left.
Yeah, Coach over here, Mount Union, is not happy. She thought that was a charge, offensive charge.
But now it is Mount Union. Up top is Elizabeth Mason. Swings it over to Triplett. And Nash working it around, defended by Serban. She'll take the step back jumper, and that is no good. Noelle Ruane gets the rebound. And ONU gonna control the pace here, a little half-court offense. Gets it over to Soprano, gets the 3, and an unlucky bounce there. It almost went in, but no good.
Yeah, I find it interesting what they're doing with Dunkel on the post. She's not even leaving the lane on defense.
And it has limited Ohio Northern's points in the paint so far. Haven't gotten the success they wanted. But on the other hand, Mount Union, another bucket inside. That's Dee Nash. And referees will blow the whistle. Some substitutions coming back in. Brooke Allen, as well as number 31, Gabby Croft. A little bit more height in this lineup to defend against the Purple Raiders. They're back on that press. Dixon trying to get it across half court now. And And screen set by Allen. Goes all the way. Left-handed layup, and that is no good. But she will go to the line and shoot 2 here. We've got 2:31 left to play here in the first. ONU is down 7-11 at Kinghorn.
Dixon does a great job, I think, on, dribble penetration with the basketball. She does a great job off the bounce. A quick first step.
Quick first step, a lot of downhill motion towards the rack, and she is awarded with 2 free throws here. Couldn't get the first one to go, but the second one will. Ohio Northern cuts the lead to 3 as Dee Nash once again bringing it up for the Purple Raiders. She finds Tess Corney. And an open look. She wanted it, but decided to pass it. Nash back in the middle. And the 3 ball there for Huddick. No good. Offensive rebound. And couldn't get the second chance points, but she might be able to earn them at the line. That's number 43, Tess Conroy.
We talk a lot about backside rebounding. When the shot comes up from one wing, you're going to have some success, I think, if you hit that backside rebounding. Charles Barkley was big on that. But you hit that backside rebounding because that ball most likely is going to come off that backside.
Ended up working out for them. Those backside rebounds got them 2 free throws here. The first one fell. And Conroy gets both to go. She's got her first 2 points of the game. Abby Dixon's going to try and bring the ball up once again for the Polar Bears. Gabby Croft cuts in, finds Akamine dribbling. Layla Dials, open 3 at the top. No good there. Allen gets the rebound. There's those offensive rebounds ONU has been looking for. Opportunity for some second chance points. Shot clock at 12. Akamine driving, tries to get it over the top, and that is no good, but it looks like it was last touched by number 12, Michaela Dunkel, and ONU's got 20 seconds to get another shot up here.
Yeah. Akamine recognized that there was an open post, so there was no one in the post, and we used to call that the naked post. It was completely wide open, and she drove that driving lane. She's good at that.
And she gets back in, can't get that one to fall. And it looks like she stepped out of bounds. Andre Livesay could not keep that one in. Ohio Northern gets another lucky break here. Another opportunity for some points. Dials inbounding it here. Serbin. Allen sets a screen. And a little back and forth action there for Serbin. Finds Croft. She'll take the 3, and that is good. The angle I had, I knew that was going in right off the hand.
That was a real good use of the ball screen by Bryn Serbin to, make them guard. One time they went over, one time they went under, and that time that was just a nice turning of the ball, and it was a wide open shot.
Made the defense, made a mistake, and it worked out for them. Ohio Northern now just down 2, 11-13 here with a minute to play in the first, and Croft gets the rebound for the Polar Bears, and maybe we're seeing a little bit of a momentum shift here. Ohio Northern looks like they're playing a little bit quicker here. Gonna get Allen in the post, backs him down, and a nice bounce off the rim and in. Yeah. And Ohio Northern now getting back to that post play that they love.
That's something I'm sure Coach Hillsman's going to want. It's inside out. Got to get a touch on the inside first.
And we've got 33 seconds left to play. The 3 from Mucci, no good. Akamine with the rebound, and Ohio Northern shot clock is off, so it looks like they might have an opportunity for the last shot here. Serbin's got it on the logo. 19 seconds left to go here. Score is tied at 13. And
a little bit of a compressed box set right there. Well, this is an isolation for Abby Akamine. Nice kick out.
Croft with another 3 in the corner, no good. Allen fights for the rebound. And last touch by Brooke Allen. And Mount Union will get 1.7 to get a shot off here, maybe win the quarter.
So they run that, and it basically puts Abby Akamine in the middle of the floor with kind of 4 girls spread out, so she can attack the basket. And if there's extra help, she's got that pass in the corner like she had.
And And that full court heave is no good. So after 10 minutes, Ohio Northern is tied with Mount Union 13-13. And we'll be right back with you after the break at this quarter on NK Telco.
Hi, I'm Ryan. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to NK Telco. After 10 minutes, Ohio Northern is tied with the Mount Union Purple Raiders 13-13. And just looking at some stats here, Ohio Northern not shooting the best field goal percentage, only 4 of 15 and 2 of 9 from the three-point line. So definitely some improvements that I'm sure Coach Mark Huelsman saw as well. Looking on the other side, it is Mount Union shooting 1 for 6 from 3, but 5 of 13 from the field. Looking at a little bit better field goal percentage heading into this second quarter. ONU is definitely going to want to get some more open looks, maybe some better looks to kind of improve that field goal percentage.
Yeah, well, I think, they've already played each other. I think Mount Union's done a good job kind of adjusting defensively. They're playing like Akamine, for example. They're giving her about a couple steps. So that's going to be interesting to see how she handles that. So they're playing the drive for her, and that also muddies up the post when they do that.
And now it is Ohio Northern. First bucket couldn't go for the Purple Raiders. Going to call a foul there. Looks like on number 12, Michaela Dunkel again. And ONU will take it out on the baseline.
Got an equipment repair here.
Yeah, Brooke Allen's got to tighten up that knee brace. It's always fun to see those tough players playing through those injuries, the knee braces and the wraps and everything. But it is Akamine gets an open look from 3, and that's good. Another shot from the wing, good for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, she came off the back, set a screen for the wing player. The wing player cut through, and then she actually popped out of that screen and was actually the open player. A lot of time, it's not the person getting screen, it's the player that sets the screen that comes open.
See, I'm no basketball coach, but I know a lot about the pick and pop. You know, right. That's an easy one.
Yep.
But Ohio Northern takes over. They lead 16-13 with 9:11 left to play. Only a minute gone here. Mucci defending hard on Serban. She gets into the paint. Gabby Croft, top of the key there. No good. Allen gets the rebound and puts that one back in for 2.
That's one of the things Ohio Northern does really well is offensive rebound, second chance points.
And those second chance points might win the game for them, but coming back quickly with a 3 of their own, Addison Mucci. She went down earlier in the game, but it looks like she is all ready to go now. Bryn Serban has it. Open look, takes the 3 off the back iron. Croft fights for the rebound, no good. And now it is Mount Union going to try and work the transition here. Gets it back over to Mucci. She's going to be defended by Croft. And trying to find an open pass here. Serban reads that one. And she's got a fast break layup. That's good. And again, those quick hands, those active hands on defense. Britt Serban shows why she leads this team in steals.
Yeah, they're in that pack line defense where they're kind of in the lane already, maybe a few steps off of the line of the ball. So it was just good anticipation. Mount Union was running a motion 1-4 across the free throw line.
That three-pointer no good for Michaela Dunkel. Rebound by the Polar Bears. Serban crashing in. Gets it over to Croft in the middle for Allen. Another one, and that's good. She's finally found her step here. And this first timeout called by Mount Union. And a And 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here, giving you some broadcast information. NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's college basketball action on NK Telco or NKTV app. Going to be on channel 160 Thursday at 6 p.m. and then channels 3 and 503 on February 10th and February 12th. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So Ohio Northern seems to come out and pulled away a little bit here. The lead is looks like 6, much different from the tied 13-13 just about 2.5 minutes ago. Only 7:41 left to play here in the second quarter. What do you think has done it for Ohio Northern that they can kind of get their step back and kind of pull away a little bit?
Inside. So they started to go inside of the post a little bit more. In the first few series, we took some shots without even getting a post touch. You know, when we started, Ohio Northern started the game, and now they're getting those post touch again that I kind of referred to earlier, that Coach Hilsman's probably going to want to go inside out.
Definitely want to look for the open look in the paint before you try and shoot a 3, and that's definitely been Ohio Northern's case, as well as the offensive rebounds. Brooke Allen finally getting work in there on the offensive board, got them 2 points off of that. But now it is Nash. Serban almost got a steal there, but she's going to hold on to it, Tess Conroy.
Well, that's watching a lot of game film, because she knew that was the Iverson cut across the two people on the elbow, the 2 players in the elbow, and she almost jumped it because she knew what was coming.
Not only is she got the good basketball IQ, but she pays attention, able to anticipate those passes. And after the turnover from Mount Union, ONU is going to try and extend this lead. Layla Dials can't get the pass over to Bryn Serban, even though she was open in the corner. Nash takes the layup, tries to create some separation, almost go to her left, but that is no good. Rebound by number 4, Jada Benjamin. Dials pump fake. Ruane at the top, drives in, back to Dials. She'll take the 3 this time. No good, and that is rebounded by number 33, Elizabeth Mason.
Both teams really pushing it up the floor in transition.
Yeah, we've got some fast pace of play here. That 3 ball no good from Audrey Livesay. And ONU still working it around. Noelle Ruane can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Glenn, and she puts that one in off the glass. ONU 2 crucial offensive rebounds here in the second quarter already, getting them 4 points off of it. And Ruane with the block. Mount Union will hold on to it, but a great defensive effort there by Noelle Ruane.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. They really went under that ball screen on Bryn Serban the last trip defensively down the floor. Mount Union did. She's got a chance to kind of make a step back and shoot the 3 if they go that far under the screen.
I mean, she's always had a good 3-point percentage. She already has 1 in today's game, so could be useful for the Polar Bears. But Mount Union has got some offensive problems of their own. Not able to get that one to go as well. The score is Ohio Northern 24, Mount Union 16, as Bryn Serban takes that 3 like we were talking about, but that is no good. Ruane with another offensive rebound. Soprano holds on to it, gets it to Serban, and Ohio Northern's got 13 left on the shot clock. Serban crosses, driving, flicks it up there, and layup's no good, but she gets 2 free throws coming up.
Now, what a lot of people don't see is what created that drive for Bryn Serban was Chloe Glenn was sealing so hard and so well down low that, you know, it created openings, because she and that's exactly what Bryn did. She drove the post seal, and that's a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes when you're sealing like that, you're kind of sealing the defender off.
Yeah, creating a lot of space for her there. Now it is Akamine now takes that jumper right around the free throw line. No good. And that rebound is for Allie Huddick. We've got 5.5 left to play here. Ohio Northern leads 24-16. That steal by Abby Akamine. And little offense here for Mount Union. But they've been playing pretty good defense, though.
There we go. Get a post touch.
And tries to swing that back out to Akamine, tipped by a Purple Raider, but ONU still going to hold on to it here. Glenn sets the screen. Soprano for three on the wing, and that's good. Another three-pointer for the ONU Polar Bears.
And that was inside out again, so it wasn't a post touch, but it was a drive the lane. So you go inside with the drive, and that created that wide open shot.
So Mount Union will take a timeout here. ONU leads 27-16, and we'll be right back here on NK Telco.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Welcome back to NK Telco Sports here. We've got 5:04 left to play. Ohio Northern leads 27-16.
We got a shout out to Dr. Charles Bates over there with his pep band. He does a great job with our band here at Ohio Northern.
ONU always had a great band. Lots of musical talent here for the Polar Bears. We love seeing the pep band here. Love seeing students here back on campus. Atmosphere's a lot better than it was on break. So we're happy to have the fans here for the Polar Bears. Dixon trying to escape the press here.
There's that run and jump. They're picking and choosing when they do that. They don't do it all the time.
Soprano with another three. That one's no good. Allen this time with the offensive rebound, and it looks like she was fouled there by number 12, Michaela Dunkel.
And that was once again backside rebounding.
Absolutely. Getting those kind of sneaking in behind the defense and getting those offensive boards and a quick putback as well. Allen gets the first one to go. And that second one takes a nice bounce and in. Brooke Allen's got 8 points so far today. Mucci's going to bring it up for the Purple Raiders. And a forced turnover there by Abby Akamine. Couldn't hold on to it, that Lily Sweeney. So Ohio Northern now getting the ball back. Abby Dixon is going to bring it up for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, they've taken off that run and jump.
Dixon escapes one defender. Croft over to Allen. Quick pass in, but no good. Couldn't get that one to fall. But like you said, paint touches, those are good looks, especially for Brooke Allen.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you don't get the shot, you draw the defense down there and you can kick it back out, and then you can reestablish maybe a little lower of a post touch.
You know, a lot of options when you get the ball in the paint. Mount Union trying to do exactly that, and they do. Good post move there by number 12, Michaela Dunkel, the 6'1" forward.
That's a 1-2-2 run and jump immediately in the corners. That's the last place you want to go with the basketball, against the 1-2-2.
And ONU escapes the press, though. Quick transition offense. Croft puts it up, and good. Lots of quick passes there, and some good ball movement to get that one to go.
Yeah, you make one good pass out of there. You know, the idea is to stay about 15 to 18 feet apart. If you can make one good pass out of there, you're going to be wide open.
And a little miscommunication there for the Mount Union offense. Dunkel just throws that one out of bounds. Looks like she might have anticipated someone cutting in that wasn't there.
Yeah, that's off of that screen right by the free throw line. She kind of flared it and didn't go all the way to the basket, and the passer thought she was going to the basket.
So ONU will try and take advantage of that turnover. Score is 31-18, 3:10 left to play in the first half. Abby Akamine has it on the wing. Screen set by Allen. And she will drive to her right, spins, puts up that little jumper there. No good. She gets her own rebound after it bobbles through the defense. Croft goes all the way. And it looks like they're going to call a charge. Yeah, an offensive foul on number 31, Gabby Croft. Looks like the defender had her feet set enough to draw that charge. So Mount Union will take over, but not before Bryn Serban and Noelle Ruane come back into the game for the Polar Bears. Addison Mucci once again, the sophomore from Canton, bringing the ball up.
There's that horns look, see right there. They go to one of the elbows with it. And a little staggered screen for the opposite wing.
Mucci has it back after some quick passes through the offense there. Ball's with number 30. McElroy, shot clock at 8. Mucci spins, tries to find a shot to put up. Gets one up, can't get it to fall. Allen fights for the rebound and gets it. We've got 2:22 left to play here. Bryn Serbin driving to her left. Swings that layup, no good. But they're going to call a blocking foul. Bryn Serbin will go to the line to shoot 2. She's got 5 points today. A little bit quiet here in this first half from her normal scoring average, but obviously definitely can turn it up in the second half. But she's been all over the defensive end. You know, she's got 2 steals already, as well as a lot of forced turnovers by this ONU defense.
Yeah, they even went under that screen pretty deep, so you shouldn't be able to drive like that, but she just didn't get reattached. So we always talked about if you go under and get up. If you go over, get over and get, back down. And she went under and she stayed under and kind of went horizontal with Bryn, and that's why she got that layup.
And both free throws fall for Serbin. Mount Union working the ball around. Number 13, Sierra Schlosser, over to Mucci. On the wing now, number 3, Reese Triplett trying to find a pass here. And ONU playing some good defense here, keeping them around the 3-point line. 7 seconds left on the shot clock.
Just gonna have to put this up.
Trying to get it inside. Noelle Ruane defending and gets a block there and the rebound. No shot clock violation, but Bryn Serbin will bring the ball up for the Polar Bears. Finds Allen, back to Serbin. She's backing down the defender there. It looks like they're going to call a foul there on number 2, Addison Mucci. Brick Allen will take a seat with 1:32 left to play. Grace Dean will take her place. And a substitution, Audrey Livesay also coming in for Mount Union, going to replace number 12, Michaela Dunkel.
That time down the floor on transition, Brooke Allen kind of ran the middle, then she went to the block. You'd like to see him run the middle, maybe get into the player right away. You'll get a deeper post out. Just don't run to that block where you can get pushed off of it.
Yeah, I think she had a little too much separation there. The pass was a little bit wild. She had to come out for that one. Serbin can't get the first one to fall, but she gets the second one. Her total is now 8 points on the day. Addison Mucci bringing the ball up once again for the Purple Raiders. Mason driving to her left. It's going to have to pass back out. Number 10, Alexa Kadillik. And another good defensive possession there for the Polar Bears. Serbin able to get the ball loose, and Dean holds on to it. And they're quickly trying to capitalize on this. Dixon with the 3, no good. Rebound by Dean. And slowing it down a little bit, Dials picks up her dribble, finds Serbin. Dean sets a screen. She cuts and can't get that one to fall. She almost gets another offensive rebound there, but it will be Mountain Union ball. Yeah. ONU not really able to capitalize on those offensive rebounds, though.
Yeah. So that's a good pack line defense that Ohio Northern plays. Bryn's in the lane already, so when Mountain Union kind of put it to the floor off the bounce, she immediately went right in there and kind of attacked that drive and got that steal.
Addison Mucci bringing the ball up this time for Mount Union. Gets it in the middle for Triplett. Mucci defended by Dixon. Triplett has it again inside for Pallarino. Dean defending, and it looks like she might have gotten a hand on that one. Give that a block on her end.
Yep.
Rebound there by the Polar Bears, and Serbin. Shot clock is off. We've got 15 seconds left to play. ONU going to run one more play, see if they can extend this lead. Serbin has it. A little miscommunication, but Ruane holds on to it. Serbin takes the 3 with 3 seconds left. Can't get it to go. Gets it back, puts it up again, and gets that one to fall. Oh my goodness. And that will end that half here for the Polar Bears. Bryn Serbin with a circus shot to make this halftime score 37-18 in favor of the Polar Bears. That'll do it here for the first half here on NK Telco, and we'll be right back here in about 15 for the start of the second.
If you're a veteran, surviving spouse, or a dependent of a veteran, contact Shelby County Veteran Service Commission today. We can help you apply for a wide range of veteran-related benefits that you earned. Shelby County Veteran Service Commission. Veterans helping veterans.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back here for some second half action. Division III basketball, Ohio Northern versus the Mount Union Purple Raiders. After 20 minutes, Ohio Northern leads the Purple Raiders 37-18. After that wild circus shot from Bryn Serbin to end the half. Looking at some halftime stats here for the Polar Bears, they're shooting 12 for 35 from the field, so a little bit improvement from their first quarter stats, as well as a 5 for 18 from the three-point line. Obviously has been contributing to their success here compared to Mount Union's 2 for 10 from the three-point line and 7 for 26 from the field. So obviously, just judging from those stats, Mount Union's definitely going to have to improve the field goal percentage if they want to come back into this game. We've got a pretty big lead here for the Polar Bears, but obviously still a lot of basketball left to play here. What do you think Mount Union needs to do to kind of turn the tide here, bring some momentum back their way?
Well, they got to, they've had several times down the floor where they didn't get any points and kind of went through several dry spells there. But Ohio Northern shot the ball better in the second quarter because they were getting better shots off of their offense and getting post touch. And that created, even when you kick that back out, your feet are naturally set in a better position to take a shot and take a three when it comes from inside out. And Ohio Northern kind of got back to that. But, Ohio Northern's got 12 points on turnovers, so Mount Union's got to take care of the basketball a little bit. Second chance points, again, Ohio Northern's got 9 on second chance points, so they got to block out, eliminate those offensive rebounds, and I think that's kind of the key, and it's 14-8 with Ohio Northern leading with paint touches.
Yeah, so again, like Ohio Northern, their keys to the game earlier, they definitely wanted those second chance points, get those offensive rebounds, and so far they've been able to do it. Let's see what the second half can show us.
Mount Union coming out in a 2-3 zone here.
Trying some new defensive strategies, see if they can contain this ONU offense. Serbin swings it to Akamine. That's no good off the front rim. Serbin gets the rebound.
And that's a big part of it, David, is when you go zone, you got to rebound a basketball. You still got to get a block out on somebody, because that's the biggest thing about a zone is you don't rebound the basketball.
Especially, like you said, just there, another offensive rebound for the Polar Bears. This time, Brooke Allen finally gets it to go for the Polar Bears off the glass there. So just add that onto the tally of second chance points. And couldn't hold on to that one. Michaela Dunkel lets that go out of bounds. ONU's going to take over, and now ONU's got a 21-point lead with just about 50 seconds gone here in the second half.
And that's the fourth, I think, unforced error. They just passed it away.
Yeah, that's always tough when you have turnovers that aren't forced. Just kind of a little miscommunication, a little brain fart, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But definitely hurts you down the stretch. ONU now trying to get some quick passes around. Akamine tried to set up for three, decides to drive it instead, lobs it to Dials. And 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Serbin puts up a three, can't get it to go. Allen with another offensive rebound, but they're going to call a foul on the floor after Allen got that rebound. And we've got already 4 offensive rebounds here for Ohio Northern in the second half, and we've only watched about a minute and a half here.
And that's, once again, if you're going to zone, you got to make sure you still rebound out of it. And Ohio Northern is doing a good job of just not settling for a perimeter shot. They actually got the ball inside, and then they skipped it against that zone to make it shift a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough to get those inside shots with the zone like that, but Brooke Allen's going going to get one. No good. She tries to swing that with her left. But like you said, paint touches are always good. Brought the defense in. That time just couldn't get it to fall. This time, Mount Union's got it. Number 0, Dee Nash. Passes it off to number 33, Elizabeth Mason. And Triplet driving, defended by Akamine. Back to Nash. Triplet will take the 3. No good there. Don't think there was a block on that. Gonna call the air ball chance from the ONU student section. ONU's got it now. Serbin crosses, gets it over to Dials. And now inside once again for Allen. Kicks it out to Serbin. She'll take the 3 in the corner. That's good. And another 3-pointer for number 3, Bryn Serbin.
Mount Union has got these papers over here, cards that they hold up on what they want to run. It's got different figures on it. I could never do that, David. Those things would be ripped up by now.
I mean, you see it a lot in like the college basketball where they've got the big old cards and stuff, just scaling it down a little bit for basketball.
Yeah, they had a purple flower on the top, and on the bottom of that was a bumblebee. So I'm not sure what that was, but
yeah, as a coach, you can't decipher that one, you think?
Right.
But Ohio Northern's a foul called on Mount Union, so Ohio Northern will take the ball out. Serbin takes another corner 3, and she sinks that one off the dribble.
Yeah, that was designed for the inbounder all the way. So that was designed for Bryn to come from out of bounds to get the score in the corner.
And Ohio Northern jumps to a 45-18 point lead against Mount Union. They'll take a full timeout. We'll be right back here on NK Telco.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back here. Quick timeout from the Mount Union Purple Raiders. And Ohio Northern's got a 45-18 point lead. 2 quick threes from Bryn Serbin. She's shooting 4 for 8, a 50% from the 3-point line. 5 for 12 from the field. She adds 2 points and an assist. So double figures for her, 17 points, as well as Brooke Allen, and she'll add 6 rebounds to that. So the kind of the 2 key players for Ohio Northern definitely showing out in this big lead that they have over Mount Union.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, they're just that first quarter. I don't think we were taking great shots from. I think that point on, we've gotten better looks from the offense. Ohio Northern has.
And obviously, every offense loves good open looks. Love to capitalize on them. Mount Union looking to get a nice look here on this possession. Bryn Serbin's going to defend number 43, Tess Conroy. And now Mucci over to number 43, back Tess Conroy. Driving now, defended by Warneck. He couldn't get that pass. Mucci holds on to it. And they've got 1 on the shot clock. They have to shoot it. And I think Chloe Glenn got the block on that to force the shot clock violation, and a great defensive possession for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, so Mount Union started in kind of a set to start their offense, and it had a lot. It had an Iverson cut into a ball screen, into a dribble handoff, into a curl cut. Ohio Northern did a great job from the first cut on of defending that.
ONU now on offense. Chloe Glenn swings it over to Warnecki. Now Bryn Serbin has it. A couple passes there around the 3-point line. Serbin pump fakes, drives in, tries to set a little screen there for Akamine as she takes the 3. That's no good. They're going to fight for the rebound on the floor. Looks like some way Serbin got it, tries to dribble out of it, and looks like she's going to get a foul called this time on the Purple Raiders. ONU will hold on to possession. So not an offensive rebound, but a good fight, and ONU is going to take over.
Yeah, well, what happened was Mount Union got the rebound, but then they didn't secure the basketball. They kind of were a little aloof with it, and Bryn came right in there and kind of slapped it away.
Yeah, no, 2 hands, bring it down. Don't keep that one in the air. But Ohio Northern looking to capitalize off of this opportunity opportunity. Noelle Ruane in the game for the Polar Bears, as long as Abby Dixon and Mackenzie Soprano. Soprano takes the corner three.
Stepped out of bounds.
And it looks like she's, like Ben said, stepped out of bounds there. Unlucky on that one. We've got 6:12 left to play. ONU still holding on to a 45-18 lead as Addison Mucci is going to bring the ball up once again for the Purple Raiders. She's going to be defended by Soprano. Ruane now. Chloe Glenn defending in the middle for Dunkel. Dunkel swings that one in, and good.
That was a very good post move. She came off of a screen where she curled it tight to the basket, so she had a pretty good position.
And some good footwork there to put her in even better position to get that bucket. But Ohio Northern now looking to answer back. Glenn in the middle, Serban back to Soprano. A couple quick passes. Soprano sinks that three. And Ohio Northern now with a 48-20 lead as they are kind of just firing from all cylinders from the three-point line this quarter.
Yeah, Mount Union was in a 2-3 again, and Ohio Northern did a great job of moving the basketball from side to side, making that zone shift a little bit.
And not the offense they were looking for on that possession. Chloe Glenn gives that one up to the Purple Raiders. Mount Union now back on offense. 5:08 left to play here in the third. Balls with number 22, Lily Sweeney. And we've got those cards back up, trying to see what Mount Union might be running here. They've got 7 on the shot clock. Tries to get that to Dunkel, but the pass was too high, and ONU will take over.
Yeah, everybody does it a certain way, so we're not criticizing at all that. I'm just, I had Coach Marimont's coach used to always have this play sheet. So one time before the basketball game when I was a high school coach, I just went over and stole it from him.
There you go. There you go. So timeout called. Ohio Northern now leads 48-20. We will take a quick break and be back with you in just a minute here on NK Telco.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Welcome back here on NK Telco. Mount Union with another timeout here. A little sidebar here. I don't know about you, Rich, but I'm liking the music here they're playing in the arena today. Always good.
Yeah.
Good vibes here at ONU Sports Center.
I see so we got great representation across the way with the students with the fraternities and sororities. I think they helped out with that the bake sale kind of thing for cancer out in the hallway.
Yeah, like you said, it's the Bake a Difference game here for breast cancer. We've got pink all around here in the stands. And ONU definitely showing out here in this big game for both teams. ONU now has it. Serban will inbound it to Dixon as we will get the last 5 minutes here of this third quarter started.
Oh, a little run and jump out of that 2-3 zone.
Trying to make ONU make a mistake. And Ruane's still able to hold on to it. Serban will slow things down just a bit, defended by Nash. Now over to Dixon. Soprano to Ruane. And she wanted to get that one to Dixon, couldn't find her. Now Soprano back to Serban. She takes that three, no good. And they're going to say last touch by Ohio Northern, and Mount Union will take over.
There's two schools of thought a lot of times in basketball: surprise and change or consistency and execution. I kind of stuck with the consistency and execution in my career, but surprise and change can throw the other team off sometimes, but sometimes you surprise and change yourself too.
Yeah, a little risk reward involved there. Seemed to work out well there for Mount Union there on that possession, though. Seemed to have Ohio Northern a little off guard and tried to find that pass in the middle to number 13, Sierra Slosher, but could not. Deflected out of bounds by the Polar Bears, and Mount Union will hold on to it. Some substitutions here. Dials back in for the Polar Bears, along with Allen and Gabby Croft. ONU defending now, gets it into the middle. Two ONU defenders there, still couldn't stop her. Number 33, Elizabeth Mason, gets that one to go.
See if they run and jump it again. Nope, that time just plays straight 2-3 zone.
And they're back in that zone, like Ben said, trying to kind of contain the paint a little bit, but ONU's had some good three-point shooting so far this quarter. Soprano gets it over to Dixon. She will take a three, and that's off the back iron. Can't hold on to the rebound, but slips through. Fast break there for Mount Union, and that will go for number 33, Elizabeth Mason.
So Ohio Northern's just got to, once again, distort the zone, go side to side with the basketball, change the floor, make them shift a little bit, use some skip passes, and also get some paint touches against the zone.
Trying to lob that one in for Allen.
Elder.
It went out of bounds, but they're going to call a foul there on the floor, so ONU with a lucky break here.
She had the lob, Brooke Allen did, and they called that, Mount Union held her a little bit to try to release for that ball.
A little pass interference there, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Uh-oh.
Allen goes in, flicks that with the left, and that's good. Some more points in the paint for the Polar Bears. It's what their bread and butter has been so far. Now Mount Union working it around. Nash has it. Over to Mason. Nash defended by Dials.
That was a little elevator screen on the left side of the wing that got her wide open.
And just enough space there for Allie Hudick to get that jumper to go. Mount Union now down 26-50 against the Polar Bears here. 2:30 left to play in the third quarter. Mackenzie Soprano gets it over to Croft. Croft can't get that jumper to go. And Brooke Allen no good on the rebound. Mount Union still going hard. Elizabeth Mason had an open layup. She steals it and can't get that one to go. Mason all over the floor for the Purple Raiders, really trying to change the tide a little bit. She'll go to the line and shoot too.
Well, transition defense, nobody picked her up, and that's the number one rule when you're transition over on defense. You got to locate ball first. Then you locate your man, and that determines your position.
Absolutely. Got a little busy there.
Yeah, they didn't locate the ball at all.
That first free throw, no good for Elizabeth Mason. She's leading her team in points so far today, though. She has 6. She's going to add as well 6 rebounds and 3 assists. And she gets the second one to fall, 7 points for her on the day. Bryn Serban's going to come in and replace Abby Dixon, and Abby Akamine also in for the Polar Bears. Dials will inbound it here to Serban.
They just extend that zone out a little bit, try to run and jump it.
And an open look there right at the free throw line for Dials. Gets a nice bounce and in. And really able to break the zone there, get a nice pass into the middle. Looks like almost an open look for Dixon. And on the other side now, they're going to call a foul on the Polar Bears.
It was still the 2-3 zone. They just extended it up the floor, and they run a tandem guard front, so they're more vertical with each other. And if it's dribbled over, the guard that's on the ball takes it. If it's passed over, that other guard goes to that pass, and the other one goes to the other side.
Great explanation there by Coach Bensman. Some active hands. Akamine gets the steal. Can she hold on to it? She does. And couldn't quite get her feet set. They're going to call a travel on that one. Struggled to get it. And Mount Union will take over. But some great defensive effort by the Polar Bears. Kind of putting the Purple Raiders on their heels right now.
So we got a water bottle and a grasshopper this time over here.
Let's see what those signs mean. Nash gets it in to Mason. Back to Nash, takes the elbow jumper, no good. And an easy rebound there for Dials. She'll take it up coast to coast here, lays it off for Serban. Looks like she got set for the shot, takes the jumper instead. Elbow jumper, good for Bryn Serban. Her total is up to 19 on the day. Nash going the other way with it now. Screen set. And a moving screen there. You're right there by number 21, Audrey Livesay. Serban bringing the ball up for the Polar Bears. They're in no rush here. Got a big lead. And Akamine in the corner. Tried to pass it to Dials. Nash gets a hand on it, tries to save it, but it will be Ohio Northern's ball.
So Ohio Northern that time with one of the wings, they took one of the wings, it was Akamine, ran her baseline. So now you've got kind of 3 players on that baseline.
A lot more lateral movement to kind of combat this zone. Dials takes a 3. That's no good, a little long there. They're going to fight for the rebound, Ruane and Mason. It's going to be a jump ball. And it'll be possession towards Mount Union, but a good effort there by Ruane to try and get that offensive rebound. Nash going to bring the ball up for the Purple Raiders, defended by Akamine. Serban now covering Conroy. Mason's going to drive, layup with the left, and that is good, even after some good defense from Ohio Northern.
Well, I think Mount Union had a lot of false action on the one side of the floor, and that was designed. If you don't get that stagger down screen coming off of there, you've got that entire left side of the floor to drive, and that's what she did.
Just enough space to get that one to fall. Now, Ohio Northern, 22 seconds left to play in the third. Shot clock is at 12, though. They're going to have to shoot one. Going to waste probably as much time as possible, though. Again, they're in no rush. Akamine baseline now. Bryn Serban, she'll take the 3. That's no good. Rebound.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're going to call. And a little miscommunication there. I think the buzzer might have confused her, thought she could just walk with that one, but she did get the rebound. Wasn't a shot clock violation, so Mason will turn that over. A little lucky break there for the Polar Bears with 5 seconds left. Maybe get another circus shot here to end the quarter. We'll see. This time it's Ruane. Couldn't get that one to fall, and that will finish up here. After 3, Ohio Northern with a 54-29 lead, and we will be right back here for the 4th quarter of this OAC matchup here on NK Telco.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Checking the score of the men's contest at Mount Union this afternoon. 13 minutes, 37 seconds to go, second half.
Welcome back here on NK Telco. We've got 4th quarter action here for you coming up. Ohio Northern, again, leading 54-29. Bryn Serban, the leading scorer for the Polar Bears. She's got 19, along with 2 assists and 3 rebounds. Elizabeth Mason leading the scoring on the other end for the Purple Raiders with 9 points, and she will add 8 rebounds and 3 assists. Looks like it'll be Ohio Northern ball starting out this 4th quarter. And looking at one stat that I see after 3 quarters, Mount Union's got 17 turnovers compared to Ohio Northern's 9. And you can kind of see that there as you look at the score with all those turnovers.
Well, and that's, we talked about surprising change and consistency in execution. That's Ohio Northern is the second one. Their consistency in execution. And they run that man-to-man defense really well.
Yeah, haven't done a lot of changes there, but a little glimmer of hope there for the Mount Union Purple Raiders, and one off the fast break from Dee Nash. And she will go to the line for a 3-point opportunity.
Coach Hillsman, I'm telling you, he was not happy with that transition defense. So you're seeing some mass substitution here. He's not happy.
Yeah,
that's twice now. The ball handler came all the way down the floor, wasn't picked up and got to the rim.
Sometimes you get a little comfortable with the lead you have, don't play the best transition defense, and obviously Coach still wants to see that effort, even though they've got a pretty big lead here. Dee Nash can't get that one to go. So
there's a saying, you know, it doesn't matter the score. You shoot for perfection, knowing well and long you're not going to get it, but along the way you'll find excellence.
Exactly. Pretty excellent here for the Polar Bears. Little things they got to tweak, but an overall pretty nice performance through 3 quarters for Ohio Northern. Jada Benjamin has it for the Polar Bears, gets it in the middle for Glenn, and goes strong to the bucket, kisses that one off the glass. Mount Union now working the ball around. Michaela Dunkel has it, defended by Glenn. Mason getting it over to Nash. She'll take the 3, no good. And they're going to fight for the rebound. Soprano goes out of bounds with it, though. And Mount Union will get another opportunity here. Substitution made. Allie Huddick comes back in. She'll replace number 10, Alexa Kalitic. Looking for an inbound pass here, gets it. Dixon gets a hand on it and knocks it off the foot of a black jersey, and they will take over.
That's a result in watching film in the team room. So that was a little wheel route, we call it. One cutter, next cutter, and Ohio Northern was right there on it.
With some good anticipation play by the defense. And now they're working on some offense. Serban has it, gets it over to Soprano. Jada Benjamin in the middle. Serban with some space here, takes the 3, and that's good. Another 3 ball from Bryn Serban. She's got 22 points here, and we still got 8 minutes to play here in the 4th. Going to be a nice game for her if she continues this shooting. Dee Nash brings it out from the wing to the logo here. Balls with number 13, Sierra Slosher. Back to Nash, defended by Benjamin. Hard screen, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Scoops that one, and they're going to call a blocking foul there on Bryn Serban. Shot doesn't go, and Nash will go to the line for 2.
So they started that with a horns look. They hit one of the elbow players, and then the guard that made the pass kind of went down to get a curl cut for the opposite post, to give her a screen for a curl cut. And what Mount Union didn't do is they just kind of rushed the pass. I mean, let her get through that curl cut and kind of establish position. As she was coming through on it, they just passed it a little early there. But anyhow, they got to the free throw line, so it worked out on them.
Yeah, timing obviously is key, especially when you're trying to run all that motion in one play. Yeah. Can't get it to go, though. Abby Dixon.
Back to man-to-man defense here.
Decided to change it up now. Benjamin, open look right at the top, and that is good. Another 3-pointer for the Polar Bears. They've shot 29 3-pointers and made 9 of them. Pass inside there for number 25, Allie Huddick, no good. And ONU now 7:20 left to play, and they've got a 31-point lead here on the visiting Mount Union Purple Raiders. A great showing from everybody here so far, but obviously we still got a lot of basketball left to play. Jada Benjamin has it, gets it inside to Glenn, now Serban. And a lot of quick passes here. Soprano with the open looking 3. No good from the corner after some quick passes from the Polar Bears. Mount Union trying to get some offense going. Get something nice to talk about on the bus ride home. But it is inside now. Michaela Dunkel posting up on Chloe Glenn. That'll lob it back to Huddick. Shot clock at 7. Gets it back to Huddick. Going baseline, defended by Serban, and she hits it off the side of the backboard, and Serban will get the rebound.
It's great action. It was good action offensively. Ohio Northern just guarded it so well.
ONU defense obviously been the tail of the game. Dixon can't get that one to fall, but she'll get fouled. And we talk about the defense of Ohio Northern. So far, they are second in the OAC in points allowed. They only allow about 54.8 points per game, and looks like they're right on target there, a little bit less than that. So obviously, defense the main strong point here for the Polar Bears, and keeping a really good offense, only to 31 points with 6.5 to play in the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, they run some good stuff at Mount Union. They, all the cuts that you see in the game of basketball and things, and again, Ohio Northern's doing a really good job defensively. And part of that, David, is you're watching film too, so you're seeing and no tendencies, no entries, and know some of the things they're doing. Sometimes on that Iverson cut, Bryn Servant's just poaching that. She's right on it.
And film, obviously, really important when you want to know what your opponent's doing. In the locker room, did you used to force your players to watch film, or was it more of a something that they chose to do to prepare for the game?
So we did it as a team.
Absolutely, yeah.
So on Monday we would review Saturday's game that we played, and on Tuesday we would be preparing for the team we're playing Wednesday. So before practice we had film sessions, but a lot of the guys, they did it on their own.
Always the great players that do all the work outside of the gym, outside of team practice. That first one falls there for number 3, Reese Triplett.
So that Monday's session is usually about, hey, what did we do well and what we did not do well Saturday? So it's all about us. And that Tuesday is going to be all about the opposing team on Wednesday.
Well, it seems like the film sessions for the Polar Bears went very well this week.
Yeah.
Because they seem to know everything that Mount Union wants to do. And Jada Benjamin gets that layup to go. ONU now leads 65-32. Quick pass there to the corner, no good. That long two-point jumper will not fall. Benjamin in transition. Can't get it to go with the right hand. Those offhand layups are always a little tough, especially when you hear the footsteps behind you.
Yeah.
But it'll result in 2 free throws,
You always talk about getting it on that right-hand side of the box in that upper corner. Well, she missed that, kind of hit the line going vertically, and that's why she didn't get that upper inside of the box. So that's why she missed the layup.
So Mount Union will take over. We've got 5:22 left to play here in this game. Nucci bringing it up for the Purple Raiders.
There's that Iverson cut I was talking about.
Getting the ball over to the wing. Now back to the top. Mucci over to Haley Haywood. Some good defense by the Polar Bears, forcing a mistake there. Not a turnover, though. Last touch looks like by Grace Dean. So Mount Union will take the ball out under the basket. We've got some substitutions here for the Polar Bears as well. Number 22, Riley Heitkamp, comes in for the Polar Bears the first time here today. We've got 5 to play, 5 on the shot clock. Tries to sneak that pass in, gets a shot off, and doesn't touch the rim. It'll be a shot clock violation.
Riley Heitkamp played high school basketball for Fort Laramie High School. I saw them the other night. They're number 1 in the state in Division 4. They're really good.
Came from a nice high school program, and we've got 4:50 left to play here. We will be right back here for the last couple here on NK Telco.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. A little media timeout there, and Ohio Northern with a very big lead here, 65-32, a 33-point lead. Obviously, maybe not enough time for Mount Union to come back in this game, but what do you think are some positives that they can look for in this game, or as well as something they can do in these last 5 minutes to kind of give themselves some positives to take home on this pretty long bus ride home?
Yeah, with them mixing it up a little defensively at times, it did disrupt Ohio Northern. That's a positive. I guess they weren't confused themselves. And so now they're in a 1-3-1.
Obviously, a lot of changes here for Mount Union. Maybe trying to just think of some different schemes, maybe for next game, next time they play Ohio Northern, or next time they play an OAC team. But Jada Benjamin has just been torching them this fourth quarter. Another 3-ball for her, and ONU leads 68-32 with 4:20 left to play in the fourth quarter. Mucci has it, takes that long 3. And an unlucky bounce.
Yeah, that's another positive, David. I mean, they do run the offense pretty well, but they just hadn't been able to hit the shots.
You know, their keys were to get good shots, and I think that they have. They just haven't been able to convert on those good looks that they're getting. Ohio Northern, though, converting just about everything so far. And that ball goes out of bounds, last touch by a black jersey. It's going to be Ohio Northern under the basket. And ONU, we talked about from three, shooting 11 to 32. A lot of three-pointers coming from the Polar Bears today, but they've got a good percentage, 34%, which obviously nothing bad there.
No.
And also, we talk about the touches in the post, that time from Grace Dean, but we've seen it from Chloe Glenn and Brooke Allen as well, just getting good looks in the paint and kind of spreading out the defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mount Union now working the ball around into the middle. Number 21, Audrey Livesay.
You talked about not enough time. I used to say, or I know a coach that used to say, I've never lost a game in my career. I ran out of time a few times, but I never lost a game.
Exactly. Maybe you just need a little bit more time in this game to maybe come back. But again, like you said, a lot of positives from Mount Union and also a lot of positives from this ONU defense. That first one doesn't fall for Audrey. Second one, no good. I think that's something that a coach is going to want to practice here in the next week for Mount Union. Is probably that free throw shooting. Yeah. Haven't been doing their best, shooting only 4 for 10 right now from the free throw line. So obviously want to improve those because those are free points, free shots that they need to convert, and probably would have brought this game back a little bit too.
Yep.
And Heitkamp working it around for the Polar Bears. Number 24, Lexi Brewer. 3-ball there, no good from Courtney Sumner. Got 17 on the shot clock, 2:50 to play here in this game. ONU giving some other players an opportunity to shine here, especially number 22, Riley Heitkamp, like you said, from Fort Lorain.
Yeah, but Riley can shoot it, and Courtney Sumner's from Ada. She played basketball here in Ada, had a really good career. She can shoot it pretty well, so, you know, they got some of the ender rotation, you know, girls in right now getting a little burn that work really hard in practice.
Absolutely rewarding that hard work, but we've got 2:39 left to play, a full timeout by Mount Union, so we will take a break here and be right back on NK Telco. Welcome back here on NK Telco. We've got 2:39 left to play, and this game obviously quite out of hand. ONU leads 72-32, and it all goes back, I think, to the astounding defense that Ohio Northern has. Again, they're second in the OAC in points allowed. They're only allowing the teams they play 54, which obviously really isn't a lot, especially in college basketball. But you look at the score here, we've got 2:39 left to play, and Mount Union's only put up 32 points. So as much as it is, you know, getting those shots to fall, it is Ohio Northern's just amazing defense.
Yeah. They doing a great job of taking away all their actions, and a lot of it you probably have seen before, and they know kind of what's coming, and Ohio Northern did just a great job of taking that away. We talked about always, look, we're going to prepare you. If you're ready, that's up to you. But we'll prepare you, and right now Ohio Northern looks very prepared for this basketball game and all the cuts and all the different entries that Mount Union start their offense. So the difference between being prepared and ready, we'll prepare you with film, watching. You got to be ready. That means, have you taken care of yourself? Are you getting good sleep? You know, and especially over break. You know, so that's on the players to be ready. 2:39 left to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ONU leads 72-32. 2:39 to play here in this game. ON
So obviously the coaches prepared them very well, but they also seemed very ready for this game. Really high intensity, defense, quick passes on offense. Ohio Northern really just been firing on all cylinders. And we've got a foul, so ball taken out under the basket here. Courtney Sumner has it, number 10 for the Polar Bears. Swings it over to Heitkamp. And back over to Sumner. Wild pass, holds on to it.
Yeah, if that would have not been a tough pass, I think she'd have launched that one for the three.
Yeah, I think she might have had enough space. And tries to get the steal there in transition. Doesn't get it. Will be a foul called. But Ohio Northern,
Courtney Sumner, that's her second, team 6.
It looks like it'll be number 10, Alexa Cadillac, to go to the line for Ohio Northern. Excuse me, for Mount Union. And their leading scorer for Mount Union, Elizabeth Mason, averaging only about 11.9 points per game. She almost matched her total. She's got 9 here today, but obviously give props to the Ohio Northern defense for shutting down Mount Union's #1 scoring option. And so now Ohio Northern takes over here. 1:50 left to play. They lead 72-35. And takes that jumper, no good there from number 24, Lexi Brewer. Maybe not the exact shot that she wanted. A 3-ball from Mount Union, that's good from Abby Muckleroy.
They got to hand it to Mount Union's coaching staff. They're still coaching them up, and that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, you got to keep that energy up, even though, a tough deficit here to overcome. It looks like the game might just be all but over. Still a great job by the coaching staff and the players. These Mount Union players still working hard, getting open looks, with their cuts and their defensive possessions.
Yeah.
Just haven't been able to get it all put together in this game. We've got 60 seconds left to play. Mount Union has the ball, and another unforced error, which has kind of been the story for Mount Union. They've been playing good offense, but just a couple of situations where a little miscommunication or something unforced that turns the ball over.
Yeah.
And a steal there from Muckleroy. She just hit a 3 and gets that layup to fall.
She about missed it. She hit a little low off the glass, but she got it.
A nice a generous bounce there off the rim. We've got 40 seconds left to play. Ohio Northern has the ball. Number 23, Kaylee Fetters, swings it over to Brewer. And ONU just going to pass it around here a little bit, waste some time. Shot clock at 13. Sumner goes up with the left hand, no good. Rebound by number 20, Lexi Cannon for Mount Union. And the shot clock is off. We've got 16 seconds left to play here in this game. Griffin loses it, gets it back out to Muckleroy. She hits another 3, and a nice little offensive stretch for her to finish this game. But we've got 5 seconds left, and it looks like ONU is just going to dribble this one out. So the final here from Kinghorn, Ohio Northern 72, Mount Union 43, and we will be right back here after we get some post-game stats, and we will finish up on NK Telco.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Kehoe Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Welcome back here. We've got our post-game stats ready after this OAC matchup. Ohio Northern won it here in Ada, 72-43. Looking at some of these post-game stats. Ohio Northern shooting 26 of 68 from the field, 11-32 from the three-point line, as well as 9 for 12 from the free throw line. Obviously, a pretty good shooting performance for the Polar Bears. Looked like they took a lot of shots, 68 shots. I mean, that's a pretty big number. Hit 26 of them compared to Mount Union. They went 16 of 46 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, and 7 of 15 from the free throw line. So looking at those stats, obviously, you give a little bit of credit to ONU for their shooting performance, as well as their defense performance to kind of stop Mount Union, kind of pin them at 43 points in this game. But we talked a little bit about takeaways before the game even ended. But as the game finally finished up, what do you think Mount Union can really take away from kind of a tough game like this?
Yeah, you got another one coming up, so you got to kind of shake that off a little bit. They ran into a buzzsaw today with Ohio Northern, and the shot selection for Ohio Northern was really good, and that's why the percentage was good. I see some other stats that are jumping out at me. There's 20 points for Ohio Northern over turnovers to Mount Union's 9. Second chance points, 13 for Ohio Northern, only 3 for Mount Union, and then this tells you a little bit about the depth of the teams. Ohio Northern's bench points was.
Yeah, I mean, the bench points obviously extremely important, especially when you can't get your number one scores going. But good thing for Ohio Northern, they did have their number ones going. Yeah. Bryn Serban especially finished with 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and Brooke Allen added 14 points and 6 rebounds. So that dynamic duo obviously getting it done for the Polar Bears, but the rest of the team as well. Yeah. So
Coach Hillsman's been going a little deeper as the last few games, and I think that gets you prepared a little bit for tournament play, but he's been trying to go a little deeper to save some legs.
So I think that is it here for us at NK Telco. Ohio Northern will improve their record to 12-6, 10-2 in the OAC. Mount Union will fall to 7-12 overall and 4-8 in the OAC. I want to thank a couple sponsors. Our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. The keys to the game presented by Keyhole Pizza. Our timeout sponsor being Precision Strip. The player of the game presented by NK Telco, and the mid and post game stats presented by Grand Lake Health Systems. There's a couple additional sponsors: Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schweiderman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, and more. Want to thank our camera directors, Jim Miller and Mark Fissel, our great director over there in the van, Austin Ambergy, and my name is David Mansell again here with Rich Bensman. That'll do it for us here. We thank you for watching here on NK Telco.
Exactly. From my area, that's pronounced sweeter.